If you are so serious about making money, this is the channel for you.
Welcome back. In our greatest effort to basically share more and more ways for you to earn income online, there is a niche of products that you can share, which is backgrounds, right? So imagine that you are presenting something and you're having a call with a specific customer. And what you want to do, you want to show yourself in a specific background, kind of like, for example, this particular product here. So this is called a virtual background. And you can appear legit, appearing as the main person talking in the background behind you. This actually gives you leverage to basically be more convincing. So how do these backgrounds get created? Well, you can either use from Canvas backgrounds, but the problem with Canvas backgrounds is that you cannot commercialize them, or you can create your own. I'm going to show you how you can create your own. And so let's go and create our own. I'm going to go and open up a ChatGPT tab and click right here on a new conversation, start a new conversation with ChatGPT 4. For this application, I think that the tool that's going to work is Leonardo AI. Also, Midjourney can work tremendously. But I'm going to use Leonardo AI because of the photoreal option. It enables us to generate photorealistic images. But first, before that, I need prompts. So I'm going to say, I would like to create an Etsy product, which is a Zoom background. So it's an image of a background that the user can use in his Zoom calls to show a background, right? And I want you to generate 3 simple prompts to generate 3 images or 3 background images suitable for professional meetings. There you go. And I'm going to hit enter. Now, another thing about these backgrounds that you have to pay careful attention to is that there is a niche. There's niches, actually, sub-niches. And so what you need to be looking for is, what niche do you want to serve? Would you like to serve a more corporate niche? Doctors? What kind of niche is it? Artists? People that like to appear in kind of a Harry Potter kind of world? So depending on what world you want them to appear in, you create the images accordingly. And right here, I see a seller who's really doing tremendously. His products are really selling extremely well. That he filled the entire landscape of Etsy with all of his products. You can see that these are his products, and he's doing extremely well, right? And we can actually have more information about the seller by going to his store and checking some more backgrounds that he's offering. They've made 1,470 sales, which is quite good. He's a star seller on Etsy, doing fantastic. Now, 1,470 sales are not going to make you rich, but it's definitely some good money in the pocket, considering that it's not a lot of work to create these particular products. Now, I'll give it to this person because they've created a bunch, and it doesn't take more than a day to create all of these and to list them on Etsy for people to buy. Now, let's go back into ChatGPT, which should have finished generating the image. So this is one for a modern home office. I'm going to copy the entire prompt. And then I would like you to head back into Leonardo. Now, I'm not sure if you can use the photoreal option, but I can. I'm not flexing here, but I'm just going to go ahead and use it. Now I'm going to click on image generation. And I'm going to activate the photoreal option of Leonardo. Now I can use alchemy with it, which is quite good because I can select a landscape type size. Landscape is 9 by 16 inches. So here, actually, it's 16 by 9. I'm sorry. 16 by 9 inches. I'm going to activate photoreal and alchemy. And instead of this 2D flower smiling, I'm going to paste in my new image. Now, you also consider that you can use any different model than photoreal. So you can use Leonardo Kino, Vision. To be honest, they'll also give you good results. But I'm going to use this one. But first, I need to read the prompt. All right, the prompt reads like this. Modern home office. A sleek and modern home office setting designed for a Zoom background. Now, I'm going to remove this Zoom because I'm afraid they're going to maybe put that as a text inside of the image, which is not good. Now the scene includes a minimalist desk with high back chair, a bookshelf full of professional books and decorative items, and a large window to the side letting in soft, natural light. The color scheme is natural with touches of green from indoor plants, creating a calm and inviting atmosphere. The overall vibe is clean, organized, and sophisticated, perfect for professional meetings and video calls, right? Now it's safe to go ahead and click on design or generate. At the same time, I'd like to copy the second one, a cityscape view, and then the third is a classic library. Remember, the sky is the limit, so you can create as many of these as you like. Now this one, an elegant, the background features, There is no mention for zoom here, so it's safe to go ahead and to click generate. And then final one is a classic library. I'm going to go ahead and generate that one as well. Place it here. All right, let me see if there is any mention to zoom. I don't think so. So I can just go ahead and create this. All right, this is perfect. So the first one has been already generated, which is a pretty good looking image. Now you can click download. We can turn this into a motion, but I would honestly not do that. And I'd like you to go to Canva here and go for an image which is 16 by 9 inches. So click on create a design right here on Canva. And then start a design which is a 16 by 9 inch design. So I'm going to click here on create a design. And then right here we have this option, which is custom size. Make sure you select custom size. And then instead of pixels, switch to inches, 16 by 9 inches. And click on create a new design. Remember that offering a bundle can also be a very good way to crush the competition. And I'm actually not sorry for saying that because it's not a bad thing to say crush the competition. We're in the business of basically winning. So if you're going to win, you're going to have to beat the competition, because if the competition beats you, then you're not going to make any sales. And so if you look at the competition, they're offering a virtual background in two options, the original and the blurred. Now, what you can do is be more generous. So offer 3 backgrounds, okay? So you can say, I offer 3 backgrounds, blurred and original, each one blurred and original, 3 zip files. 1 zip file for the first background, second background, third background. Now you have the descriptions of the background, modern home office, cityscape, classic library. The descriptions are there. Right here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to click and I'm going to drag my image. And I'm going to show you how you can make it a blurred background in case you want to make it blurred. Now, the good thing about blurred background is some people prefer to use a blurred background. So I'm going to click set as the background. Now what we can do as well, we can click on this image. You can edit it out, maybe add a little bit more detail by editing the image and adding some contrast. Now, this should not be here. Okay, let me just go back. Edit the photo. Click here. Let's revert back into the old editor because this one is I don't know why Canva is pushing me to use the new editor. I don't like it. I'm going to click edit the image and then I'm going to adjust the brightness. It's always frustrating when they introduce a new editor because I get used to the other ones and then they create another one and you have to get used to the new one. And so you consistently have to learn and learn and learn. I don't like that. Now, I think that the image is pretty good right now. We can introduce a little bit more vibrance and clarity and some more details to make it look a little bit better. Maybe some shadows or a little less. Actually, let me introduce some shadows. Nothing wrong with that. And then some warmth, probably. And then, all right, there you go. So right now we have the image. What you can do, you can duplicate the image. And on the second image that we have duplicated, which is nothing more than the first image, you can click edit the image again. And we have the option of blur. If you see all, click on see all. You have the option of blur. So you can increase the blur. And as you can see right now, it is blurred. So now we have 2 options. We have the first one, which is not blurred. The second one is blurred. Now don't make it too blurry, right? So this is way too blurry. Let me try 9 and see how that looks. 9 seems to be pretty good, but it's still too blurry. I'm probably going to go with 5. Right, 5 looks pretty good. And so now you have the non-blur option and you have the blurred option. And you can say, basically here, let's go back to ChatGPT because the name was there, Modern Home Office. Zoom background. Let's copy this, head back into Canva, place it here, zoom background. And then we can add an option, blur and normal. Blur and normal. And you can download this one as a zip file, or you can download them individually. Now, I'd prefer to download as a zip file, so I'm going to go ahead right like this and click on PNG. Now, you can make it a JPEG if you'd like. And here, I'm going to select all pages and click download. It's going to download as a zip file. And in the meantime, Leonardo has already finished generating the rest of the images. So I'm going to click on the second one, which looks pretty impressive. And then there's this one as well. I'm going to download the second one so that I can also create a zip file for it. I'm going to copy this cityscape view, head back right here. Instead of modern home office, I'm going to replace the name because we already downloaded our file. Replace the name with cityscape view. And let's eliminate both the images. And now let's introduce our new image. All right, so I'm going to drag the image right over here into Canva. Let me just go back again, drag. And then here I'm going to show you a trick. Now, I can download this as a zip file, but in this case, I'm going to show you a trick. So I'm going to click, first of all, let's edit the image. And let's add a little bit of brightness, contrast, saturation, go back into the details, add a little bit of clarity, a little bit of vibrance, some highlights, probably some shadows, some warmth. There you go. Now we have a good looking image. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually not going to make it a background. I'm going to detach it from the background. And then I want you to swiftly drag it like this, and then place it gently and gently spread it like butter. Spread, spread, spread. So now the image has been spread. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to duplicate the image, right? So select your image and duplicate it. Now we have two. We have one here and one there. So what I want you to do is to keep this one here, or actually put it on top of the other one, right? Make sure it's exactly on top of it. And then I would like to show you a trick so that you can use this when it comes to your marketing campaigns. Now I want you to move this one slightly. Now it's the same image, but I want you to move it slightly. But before we continue, make sure you select the image and click on edit. And then let's add a little bit of blur to it so that we can put one on top of the other. Now if I go right here to see all, we have the blur option. I'm going to introduce some blur. You can see that right now we have some blur. I'm going to fix it to 10. And then let's continue until we see the center. Now, once you see that center line, and Canva is going to show it to us. I think they already did. Or not. Yes, they did. There it is. Now, you couldn't see it because it's so detailed, but I can see it. It's red. There you go. And now it's exactly in the center. So we have the first one and the second one. The first one is the one with no blur, and then the second one is the one with blur. And so what you can do, just like this particular person right here, you can add a split in between them, or you could just click on the first image and drag it and create the split. You can create the split like this. I think that's the better option. So we've created a slight split that shows. And what we can do is we can name our images. So I can go right here, select an element, and actually text instead. And then select a text, just a normal font, right? Now in this case, I'm going to go for this. And you can say blurred and normal. Now here, if you want, you can just take some inspiration, but virtual zoom background. And then you can select your virtual zoom background. Now there's an option that you can do. You can go to effects. And in the effects option, you have the effect of the background. You can select background effect. That applies a background. If you want to remove any roundness, you can remove it so that there is no roundness. You can also decrease the transparency so that it shows a little bit of the detail of the background. And then you can select a different color than this. You can maybe select a blue color, white color, depending on which color you'd like to go for. I'd like to go for the white color and then drag this over here. You can increase the size a little bit more so that it pops out. Now, I rotated it on accident. Now let me, again, make it bigger, bigger, bigger. There you go. Click again, and I'm going to drag it right over here. Now, the bold effect is already applied. This is centered now. And what you can do, you can duplicate this, and this time around, you can make it smaller a little bit, and you can say this is normal, and the other one is with blur. Right. Normal. And now let me make sure that I place this in the center of the image. like this, and then duplicate, and then we have the other one, should be exactly in the same place, but on the other side, blurred. There you go. And now this, you can use it as a mock-up for your product to basically market it. I'm going to click on share, and you can download. And if you want to basically create the product itself, just make sure you create 2 pages, download them as a zip file. One page containing the normal background, the other page containing the background with blur, and you can download. And it's super easy to list on Etsy. So just create the backgrounds, list them on Etsy, and here you can basically flex a little bit by showcasing that this is. Now, it's not really too difficult to do this. Now, let me just do one last thing, show you how you can do this with frames. I'm going to show you how you can accomplish this with frames, and then we will move on into the next lecture. Now, let me just, I'm going to actually keep this, but I want to show you the trick. Now, this is the normal, this is the blurred. I'm going to keep everything as is. I'm going to go to Elements and select Frame. If you look for a frame, there's plenty of frames that you can find here. If you click See All, it will show you all the frames. And then in the frames, there's a lot of frames. So there's the frames that they have used are basically these types. I think that this one is what they have used. And so what you can do, you can basically make this bigger like this. And then you can find something else that basically completes it. I think that just this one is okay. Now you can take the blurred one and place it right. Now actually, okay, let me go back. All right, there you go. And now I have to position this backward. And now I can select my image. No, okay. Let me select here on the outside and select my image. Now I can select this image right here, but it has become a background. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually go back and I'm going to detach this. There you go. Move it a little bit down, and I'm going to click this one and drag it to put inside. And I can right now put this here. There you go. And what you can do, you can click on your original image and extend it like this. There you go. And now that chair, you can double click on the image here so that we can show the chair. We can practically just do something like this. And right now we can see the chair. I don't think that it's looking quite good. I think that this is quite good. All right. So if I click on done, this is good. And what you can do as well, to flex a little bit, you can go to Elements, look for a line. Not line. It's always a great way to learn, Canva, because learning Canva allows you to create these magnificent products. Now I'm going to move this blurred text here because I want to show it exactly here, and then the normal could stay in its place. Now I could take this line, and what you can do with it, you can increase the thickness of it. So click here. The line weight, probably try at 20. It's pretty good. And you can change the color of that line by going here, go to white color, and you can drag the line, place it here. And what you can do is you can rotate it. I think it's 45 degrees or minus 45 degrees. Now, once it hits 45 degrees, you just hit stop. Now it's 43, 44, 45. There you go. And I'm going to drag it swiftly and place it here on top to basically put it like that. And then I'm going to zoom in. And what you can do is just simply drag it a little bit to extend it. I'm going to zoom out a little bit more. Just a little more. And there you go. Now, you select this. Make sure you click Shift first. And then drag it, extend it. Keep on clicking Shift, and then unselect with your mouse and unselect Shift, right? That's how you do it. And then basically from this area as well, select Shift first before you click, then drag like this, and it fits. And right now you have this. This is also some other type of image that you can introduce to showcase that how it looks in both ways. And you can download this one as well. So I hope that we've done you justice. Now, the last image is basically just another image that you can use as well in case you want to show as, let's say, some kind of very rich person. But this is how you do it. This is the concept, creating Zoom backgrounds. Nothing too wrong about it. And you can make money with it. We hope that you've enjoyed this lecture so far, and I'll see you in the next lecture. in which this time around, we're going to discuss creating clip art. So clip art is another type of products that you can sell on Etsy. Let's discuss that in the next lecture. Keep learning, keep mastering all of the AI tools.